Hello everyone, welcome back to Think Tech. I'm your host Shivam, and in today's podcast we'll discuss about ChatGPT, the latest conversational AI model released by OpenAI. ChatGPT has been the buzzword for the last few months. Everyone from people in academia to content creators to even people not in the technical field are talking about it.
ChatGPT,
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 ChatGPT, ChatGPT,
ChatGPT,
ChatGPT, ChatGPT.
People have been wondering when we would see the next step in natural language processing from the world of AI. And it looks like the future is already here.
So in this podcast, let us understand what is this hype all about. We will talk about what ChatGPT is. We'll also understand what it is not. We'll discuss the benefits of ChatGPT and also the challenges that we face because of these prevalent AI models. We'll discuss why human oversight is still very important and why we should be careful while using these models for things that matter. So let's get right into it. ChatGPT is a very powerful tool that can understand natural language input and generate human-like responses. It is essentially an artificial intelligence language model that has been trained on a massive amount of data to be able to respond to a wide range of questions and queries. In ChatGPT, GPT stands for a generative pre-trained transformer. So let us understand what that means. It refers to the architecture and training method used to create the model. The generative part of the name indicates that the model is able to generate new responses based on the input it receives. The pre-trained part indicates that the model has been trained on a large dataset of text before being fine-tuned for a specific task, such as answering questions in this case. And finally, transformer refers to the neural network architecture used to build the model. The transformer architecture is designed to handle sequential data such as text and is able to capture long-range dependencies between words, so that even when the responses are very long, it does not lose its coherency or accuracy. The GPT architecture have enabled the development of powerful language models like ChatGPT that are able to generate natural language responses to a wide range of inputs. The way ChatGPT works is that it has been trained on a dataset of text from various resources such as books, movies, podcasts, articles, and websites. The data has been pre-processed and the model has been trained to predict the next word in a sentence based on the previous words. And since it has been trained on a massive amount of data, it has a large amount of knowledge that it can draw upon to generate responses. This makes it a powerful tool for a wide range of applications from writing code to writing songs. The architecture of ChatGPT is based on neural networks with multiple layers. The model makes use of attention mechanisms that allows it to focus on different parts of the input text to generate a response that is relevant to the question being asked. ChatGPT is not the first, but the latest and the most advanced model in a series of generative pre-trained transformer models that are developed by OpenAI. The first model in the GPT series was GPT-1, which was released in 2018. GPT-1 had 117 million parameters and was trained on a large dataset of text from the internet. Despite its relatively small size, GPT-1 was able to generate coherent and sometimes even insightful responses to multiple different prompts. The next model in the series of GPTs was GPT-2, which was released in 2019. GPT-2 had a much larger number of parameters, with the largest version of the model having 1.5 billion parameters. GPT-2 was trained on a massive dataset of internet text and was able to generate much more human-like responses compared to its predecessor. And in 2020, OpenAI released GPT-3, which is the immediate predecessor of ChatGPT. GPT-3 is an extremely large language model, with the largest version of the model having 175 billion parameters. GPT-3 has been trained on an even larger dataset of internet text and is able to generate extremely human-like responses to a wide range of prompts. GPT-3 has been used in a wide range of applications from language translations to chatbots and beyond. So the GPT models, as we can see, represents a major breakthrough in natural language processing and has paved the way for the development of advanced language models like ChatGPT. While all the GPT models have received attention and recognition for their impressive capabilities, ChatGPT has become particularly famous. And this is because of its ability to generate extremely human-like responses for a variety of input prompts. This is something which is unprecedented. We have had AI models before which performed extremely well, but only in a narrow domain. However, it is the first time that a wide-scale AI model is being released to public, which can have coherent conversations on about anything. When I asked ChatGPT, how do you know so much about everything? This is what it had to say.
As an AI language model, I have access to a vast amount of information that has been collected on the internet over the years. I use this information to answer questions that are asked of me. My knowledge comes from the large dataset of texts, articles, books, and other sources that I have been trained on, which enables me to generate responses to a wide variety of questions on many different topics. However, it's important to note that I do not know anything in the traditional sense, but rather I'm able to generate responses based on patterns and associations in the data that I have been trained on.
Very impressive. One of the reasons for ChatGPT's fame is its size. If rumors are to be believed, the latest GPT model, GPT-4, has a few trillion parameters, which is significantly larger than its predecessors, making it one of the largest and most powerful language models in the world. This larger size allows ChatGPT to generate even more accurate and natural responses to the inputs. Another reason for ChatGPT's fame is its impressive capabilities in natural language processing. ChatGPT is able to understand complex user inputs like code snippets from a variety of different programming languages and then generate responses that are tailored to the specific needs of the user. As a result of which, it has found application in wide range of domains, be it chatbots, content creation, language translation, or very recently running multinational corporations. ChatGPT represents a major breakthrough in the field of AI, and I firmly believe that its capabilities have the potential to transform the way we interact with technology and with each other. However, as with all things, it is not all good. One of the key challenges with ChatGPT is that it can sometimes generate responses that are biased or inappropriate. This is because it has been trained on a large dataset that may contain biases or inaccuracies, which is not unheard of in artificial intelligence field. It is important to be aware of this when using ChatGPT and to take steps to mitigate any potential biases that we may see in the responses generated by ChatGPT. However, OpenAI has taken several steps to mitigate bias in ChatGPT during the development and training of the model. First, OpenAI has used a diverse and carefully curated dataset to train ChatGPT. This dataset includes text from a wide range of sources and domains, as we discussed, and this helps to reduce the impact of any individual source of bias that may arise from a subset of these resources. Second, OpenAI has developed techniques to detect and correct bias in the training data. For example, the team has developed an algorithm that can detect gender bias in text and adjust the model's response accordingly. Finally, OpenAI has implemented a human-in-the-loop approach to ensure that the model's responses are appropriate and free from bias. Before ChatGPT is released for general use, its responses are reviewed by human experts to identify any potential bias or errors. Despite these efforts, it is important to recognize that bias is a complex and pervasive issue that cannot be fully eliminated. It is therefore important to continue monitoring and improving language models like ChatGPT to ensure that they are fair and unbiased as much as possible. But nonetheless, ChatGPT is a very powerful tool which I believe has the potential to transform the way we interact with technology. As the technology continues to evolve, we can expect to see even more advanced language models that are able to generate even more accurate and natural responses which are completely free from biases. Let's now talk about a common misconception about ChatGPT, because I feel very often people get scared of AI developing consciousness. It is important to note that while ChatGPT is an extremely powerful language model, it is not capable of developing consciousness or sentience. The idea that ChatGPT or any AI system for that matter could develop consciousness is based on a misunderstanding of what consciousness is and how it arises. Consciousness is a complex phenomena that involves subjective experience, self-awareness, and many other factors that are not yet fully understood even by us human beings. So how can we create something that we ourselves do not completely understand? Artificial intelligence systems like ChatGPT are designed to perform specific tasks based on patterns and rules learned from the data, but they do not have subjective experiences or emotions. These systems are not capable of having desires, intentions, or motivations of their own and do not possess free will at all. While there is ongoing research into the nature of consciousness and how its relationship will be with artificial intelligence, there is currently no evidence to suggest that ChatGPT or any other AI system is capable of developing consciousness. It is important to approach the development and use of AI with a clear understanding of its capabilities as well as its limitations, and be mindful to the potential ethical implications of its use. With this, I think it's a good time to conclude our discussion. Thank you so much for tuning into this podcast on ChatGPT. I hope you found this discussion informative and insightful. We covered a lot of ground in this podcast, from the basics of what ChatGPT stands for to the most advanced capabilities of ChatGPT. We also discussed some of the ethical considerations surrounding AI, including the potential of bias in language models like ChatGPT itself. As we continue to develop and use AI systems, while enjoying their benefits, it is important to approach these technologies with caution and rationale before any potential harm to the society is done. By doing so, we can ensure that these technologies are developed and used in a way that are fair, ethical, and beneficial for all. Once again, thank you for listening to this podcast. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to reach out to me. And be sure to listen to our all future podcasts for more discussions on the latest development in the tech world. This is Shivam signing off.